Look, I'm like, hey, little mama, let go the drama. You know you ain't normal, don't you fool with these normal. Hey, little mama, you know what I'm gonna. You want that Birkin back, I let you shop with designer. I'm like, hey, little mama, hey, little mama, hey, little mama, hey.
Hey y'all, what's up? This is my honey Smacks, and we are back following the Steve Wilkos premiere that aired live on national TV here recently. So we had to follow up on that and really talk about the experience. What was your favorite part of the experience and your worst part of the Steve Wilkos experience?
My favorite part of the experience was the results.
Okay, that was your favorite part.
That was the results, yes.
And
My worst part was leaving. I didn't want to come back.
For real? You wanted to stay out there?
I wanted to stay out there. Yes, I did not want to come back at all.
I can definitely agree with that.
I didn't want to come back.
And that was also your first time flying.
That was my first time.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? How did it feel to fly for the first time?
With you, it was fun.
Okay.
It was laid back. You was a very beautiful, positive spirit. And you made it more comfortable.
Okay.
Then it would have been just me flying up there
by yourself.
By myself.
Okay then. So I was out there. Yeah, I was a little high out there, but I had a good time. And then I was trying to tell her like it ain't gonna be that bad, cause my first time flight experience was horrible.
How was your first time flight experience?
I had sinus issues, and I didn't know if you fly with sinus issues, it make your head hurt real bad. So it was like my head was hurting so bad when I was taking off and landing. And the Uber was finna take me to the hospital because I just couldn't take it. I just kept crying. I was in the shower, laid out, trying to just feel better. It just did something to your head when you got sinuses. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but that was mine. So I'm glad that you had a good one. You know, you can look back on it and be like, you know, this ain't that bad. So would you fly again?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
Most definitely fly. Nothing but Delta.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that experience. But how did you overcome this flight? Did not make it like the last flight?
Oh, now I take allergy medicines or I take a Sudafed or something before I get on the plane. Okay. That way, my sinuses are naturally inflamed. So, just anyway. So, if I take that before I get on the plane, it makes it better for me. And I don't have to experience all that pain. So, yeah, it's very painful for me to fly, and it hurts my head if I don't take that. Anywho, I was finna ask you about, back to the Steve Wilkos show.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that experience. Was that your first TV appearance, or?
That was my first TV appearance.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, about that experience, it was fun. It was interesting. I feel like the people was very nice and generous and respectful. Like, I can't complain about the people at all.
Right.
I just feel like they can do, like, far as the fashion-wise, I feel like Steve can let, you know, the young generation come and be themselves.
Right.
But, like, now I know it's TV guidelines.
Right.
Our dress and how we think we should look is way different than TV dress and how we supposed to look.
Yeah.
So
they did. I can agree with that. They did want us to wear stuff that we didn't want to wear. They have to. Since it's their show, they create this little look. It's like an old timey, basic principal type look, and that's what they want you to come on their show looking like. That's just the style for the show. So you can't bring your own style to their show. So I did realize that too. They had the makeup lady in there, didn't it? And the wardrobe.
The wardrobe lady.
The hair person.
The hair person,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, they did had a hair person. And when you were out there with the live audience, were you nervous at all?
Most definitely was. It was a different type of nervous than just live.
Okay. So when I came out there and the way I approached you, did you expect that at all? Were you completely shocked?
Yeah.
Were you prepared for it?
Yeah, I expected it because I understand that the TV, for one, the TV is not staged. It's real show with real results, real lie detector tests, real investigators, but I can expect that. I just want to thank you for even coming on the show.
Okay.
Because if you would have never came on the show, I would have never been able to clear my face, or they would have never even, brought me upon the show to give me a lie detector test to prove my innocence, whether I was involved with my child's death or not.
Yeah.
And for that, it showed a whole different loyalty. It's been people that I've been friends with for decades that wouldn't even go and fly out with me or wouldn't even go on the TV or anything. So you showed me what a real friend was, sister was, and all that. And if I can have one person that I knew in a short period of time versus someone that I knew for a long time, and they weren't willing to go the mile that you went to in an extent to see, improve my innocence, then I didn't need them as a friend. After I left the TV show, what you did for me cut a lot of old friendships that I had for decades off.
For real?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you ain't going to talk to them no more?
No.
Who?
No, a lot of them. I had a clean house because I'm like, dang, I got one friend, Hunter Smith. Whenever I called you, you always came through, down to houses and everything.
Yeah.
But then I can have one friend that's right here, access to me, that ain't in so much of a long distance than you are from me.
Mm-hmm.
And I can ask for that same help or ask for that same guidance, and I can't even, experience no type of... It's always an excuse.
Yeah.
So when you showed me that you was available, whether it was no matter how small or how big, I had to cut them off.
Yeah.
I realized then you showed me what a real friend was.
Okay then. Well,
I'm gonna tell you that. You showed me that.
Appreciate it.
You showed me what a real friend was. So, when I tell you the people I cut off, it killed me.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt me so bad, but it wasn't for me to come on social media and just dog them out of things like that. You know what I'm saying? We just really cut ties. People still don't know we don't deal with each other. We don't talk to each other. But I had to let them know, dang, you feel me? You weren't there for me. You know what I'm saying? You left me in the shadows. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? It's not about the past. It's about the time that, real deal mean the most. When I'm at my lowest, when I'm at my most vulnerable state, it was always an excuse with them.
Oh, wow. See, that ain't good.
So I had a clean house,
but
I thank you for that. Because if you would have never came, I would have never been on the show.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad we kind of helped made it happen for each other then.
Make it happen. And people don't understand that. I've been seeing the comments and stuff, and I just feel
why she on there?
It was very cruelty. The question is, for people that's asking why you on there, why the people that came on the social media and blemished my image, why they didn't come on there?
That's my point.
You see what I'm saying? Steve reached out to everybody that went live about me, said that I did something to my baby and had they allegations. It was multiple videos even submitted of people that wanted to become on the show to front me about all the lies and allegations as well.
Yeah.
But my thing is, every individual that sat on their couch, sat on their porch, made all those lies up, then nobody want to come on the Steve Wilkos show.
Yeah.
No one wanted to come on TV. I feel like if you can sit in front of a camera for free and toe up and talk noise, why not get paid for it? Come on TV and look presentable and still do the same thing. I felt like y'all was going live for that type of platform, for them type of followers, for that type of attention.
Right.
So why not come to the big screen and get your point across and get your reins and everything you've been searching for? Right. I just felt like they wanted some lies to just continue to just linger on me.
And now that you cleared your name, how do you feel?
I got closure, relieved.
So you just feeling really relieved?
I feel relieved, but honestly, my apartment that I'm in is haunted.
What?
My baby spirit is in that apartment.
No.
It's I just sit on the I just sit in my room and clothes hanging and stuff lying out my closet.
No. I ain't trying to laugh, but that's crazy.
Seriously.
You just sitting in the room in a closet.
I've been on the phone speaking of the situation, vent to other people in my apartment about my baby, and it's an Apple computer. When Apple streams and stuff go down, you got to put in a code just to load the iPads and stuff back up.
Yeah.
The music started blasting. I done had my cousin, who was there when my baby passed, in my house. The music on my Bluetooth started blasting that Carter B, enough is enough. Saying a particular part over and over and over without my phone being attached to it or anything. No. It's very haunted.
Has anybody else
I done seen the
witnessed this
shadow.
besides you?
Yeah, I had a dude I was dating, and he was over my crib, and he seen my baby walk across my floor just like I did.
What?
He asked me, "Did you see that?" I said, "Yeah, I seen that." He said, "Huh?" He went up in there. He said, "Ooh, this apartment, honey, I gotta go." I done seen
The baby walked across.
Yes, in the living room. Yes,
Baby
Elijah. Yes, same size, same frame. Walked straight across. The apartment is very haunted.
Oh
yes.
wow! How can you still live there?
But it's a friendly spirit to me.
Yeah.
It ain't did no harm to me.
Yeah.
It's just the company I keep that angers the spirit.
Oh, do you think that could be a sign that maybe the spirit is trying to tell you to get these folks from around you?
Yeah, that's how I figure. That's exactly what I figure it is.
Do you listen to it or do you keep bringing them around?
I got a heart. I be very disobedient. I just live because I would like to be, I don't like being in the apartment alone, no way. You know what I'm saying? Because of that situation.
Right.
But it's very
funny. Does it feel scary being there alone now? Or just sad?
It's very overwhelming. It's sad.
Yeah.
It brings back memories. Flashbacks,
that day.
That day.
I sure hate that. And what was your first time meeting Steve Wilkos like? I mean, how was he to you in person when you met him?
Just like TV.
For real?
Yeah, very sweet, charming person, caring person.
What's your first impression of Steve Wilkos when you walked up and saw him out there on that stage?
Is this real?
Oh wow, that was your first impression.
Is this real?
Okay.
Yes.
That's what's up.
What was your first impression?
Mine was, oh my God, all these people out here looking at me. That was my first impression. Now, Steve Wilkos, I'm like, okay, he looked and sounded just like the man on TV. I'm like, this really Steve Wilkos. I'm having a conversation with Steve Wilkos. That's what was going through my head. But I'm still trying to stay on track. So, yeah. And then I was already watching it on screen. So I watched the whole, well, no, not the whole thing. But right before I came out, I watched some of it on the screen of what you was doing out there already.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be prepared with what I was going to say or do. I feel like they told me different things, points that they wanted me to touch on. Like, how did you even get Sangel on your podcast in the first place? They wanted me to explain that first.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what I think made people believe that I was on there selfishly for my podcast.
No, you wasn't.
And
you was asked to come on there.
Right.
And if you would have never came on there, we would have never been on the show. It would have never been a show, period. A lie detector test.
Yeah, you're right about that. So, did they script you? Did they give you anything to say out there, or you went and said what you wanted to say?
I went and said what I wanted to say.
Did they give you any pointers like they gave me, or no?
They told me to talk very clear and make sure I was pronouncing the words right.
Okay. I can see them saying something like that because they told me that too. Just speak up, speak clearly. And also, they had so many, the backstage crew. How did you feel about the backstage crew?
They own it.
Okay. And the food, it was an all-expense paid trip.
It was all-expense paid trip. You can't complain about free food.
Right.
But I felt like we could have had chili cheese, what we like.
Yeah.
Of our choice. Yeah.
I think that they give you a certain amount of places, a certain group of restaurants to choose from, and you have to eat from these restaurants. And by the time they get the food to you, my only thing is it is a little cold, but it's going to be a little cold.
Right.
I just wanted to touch on this topic a little bit about the clout chasing comments and about me being on the Steve Wilkos show and why the Honey Smacks podcast on there and all that. Well, pretty much, I had reached out to Sanya because I have a community podcast. So all the famous people always go and stuff. So I wanted to do one with people who right here in our community doing big things. And so that's what my podcast was for. Sanya fit that description. And so I reached out to her to be on the podcast before any of this ever transpired.
Yeah,
Can you agree with that?
Yeah, you did. You reached out to me way before my baby had got passed. You had wanted me to come and speak about,
right,
my life. And
yeah,
it was a very great experience. Now look, y'all, besides the business, this is a lifetime sister, like friend. And I wanted y'all to understand that if she would have never, if Hunter Smack would have never came on the Steve Wilkos show, it would have never been a Steve Wilkos show. I would have never been able to get closure. I would have never been able to even go on TV to even get a lie detector test.
So do you feel like, now that you have been cleared and you took the test, do you feel like the person who actually did it, they even more guilty because you done ruled yourself out? So they had to do it.
I feel like everyone that, I just feel like it was a lot of suspicious. It was just so many lies being told on the social media. And I just feel like I would like for each party to come and take a lie detector test, from the neighbor all the way down to my ex-husband.
Yeah. And what kind of questions would you ask them for their test?
Well,
did you kill my child?
Yeah, I want to know, did they have any hatred towards my kid? Did anything transpire at their home? Mm-hmm. Could it have been an accidentally fall? I also want to know, when I left, like, did my ex-husband harm my baby, kill my baby? Yeah. You know, I also wanted for my cousin to go in there as well. I wanted to know, was he really asleep? Or did he just not care?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It was a lot of questions I wanted. I wanted every party involved to be able to have a lie detector test just like me. Because before I went, everybody in their mammy had an opinion.
Right.
Everybody all over across the pod, all over across the internet, speaking and spraying lies on me. You see what I'm saying? They drug my name through the mud. They blemished my image to 1,000 degrees. So I felt like when Steve reached out to them, why did they not want to come on a TV show? You see what I'm saying? I feel like...
What do you think the reason is that they didn't?
Because lies was going to be exposed.
Yeah.
I felt like they knew if they would have never came, they was going to be able to drag my name down through the mud.
Right.
I felt like they didn't want to give me the opportunity to clear myself, my name, and they didn't want to be exposed for being haters and liars.
That's crazy that they even think that you could do something like that. So what do you have to say to the people who really thought you did it? What message do you want to leave them with today?
I want them, the message I have is for let God bless them. I feel like when it came to my baby, there's zero understanding. I feel like certain things can't be forgiven.
Right.
I feel like it's relationships and bonds that'll never be sealed. I feel like there was a situation where when you put your opinion on me, it would never be fixed.
Right.
I just wish them well, but never with me.
Okay, what do you have to say on the opposite side of that about the supporters and the people who said the positive things? What
for those that supported me, I want to thank you. I want to say I really appreciate it, the support. I really appreciate y'all taking up for me. I really appreciate y'all for being yourselves and not riding a wave.
Yeah.
And I want y'all to know I'm always a call away.
Okay. When you went on the Steve Wilkos show, prior to going on the show, how did you get invited? Did you call them? Did they reach out to you?
They reached out to me.
Okay. So you after they heard the news, they reached out. You didn't call them?
I didn't call them. They reached out to me.
Okay.
A friend of mine actually knows the producer. The producer is one of her nieces.
Oh.
And the producer was talking to my friend about it. My friend called me and was like, hey, I got a great opportunity for you. She said, I believe you. I want you to be able to express yourself. If you say you didn't do it, then that's what I'm rolling with. I know your character, and I feel like you need to prove your innocence and go on national television.
Okay, and how accurate do you think that Steve Wilkos test is?
It's 100% accurate. It was a real lie detector test with real investigators.
Okay, so how do I've never had a lie detector test. Do they hook you up to machines? How does it work?
Everything up.
What?
They hook your whole dang body up. Everything
to machines?
Works. Yes.
And then what they do to you?
They ask you questions.
Oh.
Like they'll ask you like, when is your birthday? Mm-hmm. And like they'll tell you first to just test it out, get them a wrong date or something of that nature just to test it out to see does it work.
Yeah.
And it's a couple of questions that they ask me about my daily life, like my birthday or a baby date or something. You can tell, you can see when you lying.
Oh, wow. So this test is real.
It's real. You can see when you lying. You can look at the different levels. You know, they break it down all the way to the T. You know what I'm saying? They break it down all the way to the T. So it was a lovely experience. But I just felt like, Hunter Smith, to be honest, all the people that went live on their couches, on their porches, every day, all day, I just felt like there was a time for you to get paid. There was a time for you to really build your followers in your platform. There was a time for y'all to really do your big one. So I just feel like with all the lies that y'all put out on me, and y'all can sit out in your house or on the couch and do it for free, why did y'all not go on TV and do it? I thought that was the whole purpose of y'all blemishing my image for some clout and for some followers. So my question is, why did y'all not go when y'all was reached out to go? My neighbors, they was asked to go for a lie detector test.
And they didn't want to go?
They didn't want to go. My cousin, he was asked to go. He didn't want to go. So why did nobody go?
That's true.
That's very suspicious. You would think since y'all so innocent and ain't nobody did, then y'all would have been the first to go. If I was a neighbor and I was asked to go and I've been on social media running my mouth, putting lies on the next person's image for the longest, hell, I would have goddamn went on the damn TV show. I would have took a lie detector test just to say, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with her children. You see what I'm saying?
But they didn't even want to.
But they didn't even want to do that. They wanted the lie to keep going. So I want to take the time to thank you for going on there and standing on principles. Because at the end of the day, your podcast is your livelihood.
Right.
That's how you feed yourself and your family, your loved ones. That's how you provide for you. So why not come to protect yourself? You see what I'm saying? I see nothing wrong with it.
Right. And so for the people who are always spreading the lies on you, how do they act when they actually see you in person?
It's like they try to pretend. It's like they see me, but then they don't see me. You know how a person can have that hate look on you, like you can tell they bothered or they're scared? That's how it is. And then they actually also steal with the narratives. You know what I'm saying?
When they see you in person?
They steal with the narrative. Oh, well, why she didn't answer my questions? The questions I asked you. Who the fuck are you to ask me any questions?
True.
Why the fuck you didn't go on the show and have the lie detector test, bitch? Don't ask why I'm not answering no questions for you. I don't owe you nothing. Yeah. I don't owe you no explanation of anything because the question is why the fuck you didn't go?
They got the game messed up.
Why the fuck you didn't go take the lie detector test? Steve done reached out to neighbors. Everybody that went live, he reached out to.
Yeah.
Nobody went.
But they want to ask you something.
But they want to ask me a question. No, bitch, I'm not answering no question. Let's have a part 2 and you go and let me see what happened at your motherfucking house.
Right.
They ain't going to do that, though. It's going to always be an excuse.
Every time. So you think that every time you ask them to, or every time you're around them, they still gonna keep up with the same old mess.
They gonna keep up with the same shit, even after I've been proven innocent. So at that point, that's when I realized to just let people run their damn mouth.
Yeah. So what will it take for you to feel closure with the tragic loss of your youngest baby?
I think that's gonna be a feeling that never goes away.
Yeah, so you don't think you're ever going to get closure for it?
No, I don't think I'm going to get closure from it because I lost a whole child. But I do feel like I deserve an answer. An answer is most definitely owed to me. And an apology.
Right.
That's what's owed to me about my son.
Okay. I agree with that. The least they can do is apologize.
The least they can do is apologize and give me an answer.
Okay. If you could choose anywhere to raise your kids, where would you want to raise them at?
Honestly, I'd like to stay honestly not in Tuscaloosa, but I would stay in Alabama because other areas now are very rough.
Yeah.
I love New York though. I love New York. I can see myself staying in New York. But I think Huntsville will be a kid-friendly or
it is
a kid-friendly environment. I think I will stay in Tuscaloosa because of the weather, the hurricanes, all that in other states.
Right.
But I mean, in Alabama, I would like to stay in the state of Alabama. But I think
That's where you
Alabama.
were raised.
That's where I raised them in Alabama, just a different area.
Should we
City.
expect more kids in your future?
Most definitely. I love kids.
Okay.
Most definitely. I always want a whole lot of kids. I won't care what they say. I ain't been pregnant number 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
God just blessed me with triple the trouble.
Right. Okay.
Each time. So, of course, I love more kids. I always wanted a whole house full of kids.
Okay.
You know, I told you I'm supposed to have a lot of kids, a poodle, the house, and the husband. I told you. That's what I said last time. I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to that one.
So how you gonna do after this happened? How you gonna do dating with your kids now? Do the man get to be around the kids?
No.
How you gonna do with the kids and the dating?
I feel like ain't nobody worthy to be around my kids no more.
How do you deal with, like, if you got this new guy you met, how are you gonna balance the guy and the kids? What you gonna do now? Have you thought about
I don't feel
that?
like a man can be around my kids.
Okay, so you might have to.
I learned my lesson about letting anybody be around my kids. They go for family and everything. I feel like I'm not gonna never allow another person to be around my children.
So would you do like a sitter on date nights, or how you gonna do that? Or you'll go date outside the house? But
I feel like wherever I don't bring my kids, I'm not going.
Oh, okay.
That's why I'm at now, not letting them out my eyesight. I also, been looking at different resources for us homeschooling.
Oh,
I'm looking at all of that. I feel like now I'm way more overprotective than
you was before.
I was before. I feel like it was a life lesson, a lesson learned.
Because you just can't trust people. Did you have any questions that you could ask me?
The questions I have for you is, how was your experience, and how do you feel about the criticism that you received from the show? How are you coping with it?
My experience was great. I loved everything about it. I was having a time, y'all. I was like, I'm flew out. Me and Sayel out the state. We flying and shit. So I was having a good time. I done went to New York. Like, I thought I was on vacation. I was supposed to be there to work for the show. I done took myself and started doing vacation-y type things.
And you did. And you did.
Calling me like, you're supposed to be in your room. I'm like, oh.
You made a way, baby. You did.
I snuck on up out of. So my experience was great. And then, how am I dealing with the backlash and coping with it? It's been not too rough for me, because y'all know I never gave a fuck. I really never gave a fuck. So I just be looking at it. I really be weak. It's really comical to me. When I look at it, I just be at home weak. Like, these folks really crazy to see. So I don't really take it too tough. I'm really I got tough skin. So you can pretty much say anything to me. It's just gonna bounce off, because I really don't care. And I smoke, so maybe they got something to do with it, but I don't care. Anything they got to say about me, good. It helps. Keep the engagements up. Keep the insights coming. Please put your 2 cents in. It helps me, good or bad. And that's just where I'm at with that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Let me see.
So, I wanted to talk about your experience after, so do you feel like you gained something from the show, or what you feel? So, what's your next move? Like, what's your next?
Okay. I do feel like I gained something from the show. I gained some good experience. That was my first TV show experience. So now I have that experience under my belt.
Exposed
to it. So it provided some kind of exposure. You're right. Yes. And then moving on, it really made me and motivated me to go harder with my podcast, because y'all know I started this podcast about 8 months ago. This a baby. Yeah. At 1 year old, still a baby. So this is something I just started, and it already landed me on TV, so it really gave me the motivation. Like, maybe I should just keep doing this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should. Just see where this thing takes me. That's where I'm at really right now. So I'm really motivated for the podcast. So I'm really knocking out a lot of content. It's making me go harder. So that's what it has done for me. What about you? Because I'm interested to hear how you feel about this. Me? I mean, as far as you. What you gonna do afterwards? Was it positive for your life?
It was. It exposed a lot of things. Like, I'm supposed to be getting ready to go on a cameo show.
Okay. In
New York. So it's experience. I also got a endorsement deal with Lifetime.
Oh.
Yeah, where I'm getting paid to tell them my story for them to make a movie out of it. I also come this week, sit down, talking with a couple of people about a book.
Yeah.
I'm putting out a book of my story, of my life as well. And it just strive me to go harder with my music.
Yeah.
I feel like it's only up from them.
Yeah. Okay then.
For
So,
the both of us.
So this thing kind of propelled you forward. You got a lot of opportunities from this.
I done got a lot of opportunities for this.
Okay.
And I also thank you for coming because once again, if Honey Smack would have never came, it would have never been a TV show.
Okay then. Well, you are welcome. I'm glad that I was able to come. And I was able to shoot down here. But we had a time.
It was a very good time. Most definitely was. Most definitely was a time. Most definitely was a time.
If you could change anything about the experience, what would you change?
Ooh.
Just the whole Steve Wilkos, from the time we got to the flight to the time we got back. If there's anything you could change, what would it have been?
Being outside. We should have been outside. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
We was outside, but we should have hit up a couple of clubs.
Yeah.
We supposed to been got the full boom,
shebang.
The full New York shebang. Yes.
I had thought about that, but we definitely should have been outside. What was we doing? I don't even know.
In the room, eating.
Yeah. They fed us. They ain't do nothing else.
By the boat.
Oh yeah, so we did little touristy stuff, but we ain't just go like a night on the town.
We should have went a night on the town.
Yeah.
But y'all went to Times Square.
Yeah, now we did do that.
Yeah.
So I got that, but that was more like touristy during the day. Okay. We didn't do that
full night. See, we should have did that.
But next time, baby, we back out of town. I'm going to Cancun. I want to go to Cancun for my birthday in November.
Okay, so are we still going to Cali for Christmas?
Oh yeah. I'm still thinking about that one. I don't know for sure yet.
We gotta see.
Yeah, I gotta see about that one. Oh. But I am interested. Definitely interested in it. Cancun gonna be my next trip. I'm supposed to be going to get my passport on Thursday. You got your passport?
No, but I'm gonna get one. How long it take for it to process a passport?
Probably like a month or two, so it should be getting here right by November. So I do want to travel. That going to Connecticut, that did make me want to travel more. Because it was so fun.
Yeah.
Like just getting on the plane, gotta come back, gotta bring your bags.
That was very dope. That was the life. Yeah.
And they had us a driver. We was feeling important out there, baby.
Yeah. We got first class, everything. That was nice.
And the hotel was nice too. We went in no shoddy hotel. It was actually nice.
A1, yeah.
That was a 5-star, wasn't it?
That was a 5-star. Steve really did a big one.
He really did. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Before we wrap this thing up, we are just going to SAL, what you want to lead them with today? Or do you have any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out today?
I just want to say thank you to all the supporters. I want to shout out the supporters.
Okay.
I just want to shout out all the supporters.
Yeah, because we could not do this without y'all. So make sure y'all hit that like, comment, subscribe. Go follow Sanielle on Facebook.
Follow my girl, My Honey Smacks.
Yes. It's Hershey Dime, Fab 6, Sanielle Stewart,
and Sanielle Hinton. Lord, all them pages.
And I got them all down there.
Look, I gotta get it.
If y'all want to see where y'all can follow her, I'm going to put it in the comment description below. So make sure y'all go down there and follow her and add me. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Bye.
Bye y'all.